What's up, 805? This is Bill Locey right here in Studio 805 for the Ventura County Star. This is the fun part of the year. College basketball is raging. Go Bruins! You beat SC last week, dressing in black for their funeral, I guess. Also, high school basketball playoffs are going strong. With the Ventura High girls last week, they beat TO by 25. They can't shoot, but wow, can they play defense? Ben Hallen would be proud. Tonight I'm going to go again. Tonight, also Thursday night, I'm going to go to Oxnard. Yes, on purpose. Although frequently when I'm driving, I think I'm in the dumbest city in SoCal. I can say that because I was born there. Traffic hell being rampant and continuous, and synchronized traffic lights were an alien concept to the cement-loving Oxnard City Council, who are busy paving the best farmland in the world. Anyway, I'm going to the Experimental Cafe, located in Old Town Oxnard, back when it was cool, in the old Woolworths building at 4th and A Street, to see Frank Turner, an angry young folk singer from scary old England. Not only was he one of my victims in this week's timeout section, but he is polite enough to start at 6 p.m., giving me time to make it back for time for the UCLA-Oregon State game. What a guy. Anyway, Turner is funny and mad. He reads the paper. How can you not be mad these days? Otherwise, the world's a wonderful place if you ignore everything going on around you. Let me see, when's the last time I was in Oxnard on purpose at night? Can't tell you about that one or that one. Oh, I know, it was some scary punk show down at that place by the airport that's not even there anymore. Anyway, Frank Turner, Experimental Cafe, free show, 28 kinds of beer, tonight. Downtown in Ventura, upstairs past Will, the coolest doorman in the 805 at Nickleby's is reggae with President Brown. Don't know about his executive skills, but he's got to be better than that most embarrassing whistlehead yet unimpeached. Well, never mind. Darth Cheney, scarier than Lon Chaney, is really the president? Who am I kidding? Anyway, for our purposes, President Brown at Nickleby's tonight. And up the coast, it's those Geezers Rock, named for a famous brand name from those silly 60s, Blue Cheer. Power Trio Deluxe, they'll be at Velvet Jones. Back in the summer of love, +1 in 1968, in San Francisco, there were all these groovy hippie bands, the Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Quicksilver Messenger Service, and a whole bunch more. And then there was Blue Cheer, about as groovy as a cement Twinkie, and one of those 2 a.m. conversations with the cops, not groovy. A powerful power trio said by many to be the first heavy metal band, so we've got them to blame for that. They had a hit song with a cover song, Summertime Blues, a 50s rockabilly hit by Eddie Cochran. Now the Blue Cheer version could make your liver quiver in the next county. And to some, Blue Cheer is where the Who came from. Once upon a time, managed by the Hells Angels, that's scary, and named for an extra strength type of LSD, Blue Cheer, still fronted by Dickie Peterson, Blue Cheer, still fronted by Dickie Peterson, will be at, once again, Velvet Jones on State Street in Santa Barbara. And a little something extra for you 420 friendly slackers out there. Blue Cheer has a song up for consideration for the Pot Song of the Year, as presented by High Times Magazine. As a journalist of sorts, I thought it was my duty to lay that on you, so okay. So that's that. Now this rock and roll call, the record rating service of cyberspace designed to save you or cost you several of those hard-earned George Washingtons, depending. First up is the new one from, and let's be timely for a change, new one by Frank Turner. Still one of my victims in this week's timeout section. Proof positive that I'm not just making all this stuff up. This new one is called Campfire Punk Rock, and wise guy wise, Turner holds his own within the folk rock tradition. Mad about stuff and people such as Tony Blair and even back to Margaret Thatcher, pretty much Ronald Reagan in drag. Imagine John Wesley Harding meets Hamill on trial in Billy Bragg's garage. Turner drops the F word like falling beer bottles at a dive bar during last call, but he's mad. But whoever's paying attention should be mad these days, just like Howard Beale in Network. Next is the latest from Cat Power, and I love cats, there's never enough cats, and so my best friends are cats, and cats are smarter than dogs. Ever seen a cat sled? Nah. And what's more fun than being in a doghouse or in a cat house? Yeah. Anyway, Cat Power is actually none other than Chan Marshall with a voice better than Charlie Chan. Her latest is Jukebox, and it's all covers except for 2 on Matador Records. Now Marshall has a cool voice, but too many of these songs run the emotional gamut from A to A-, and are about as memorable as Lunch Last Week with What's Her Name? But that voice makes the interchangeable thing forgivable. She's good. And finally, it's the latest from Anton Newcomb and his band, one of the best names in rock, the JOnestown Massacre, and it's on A Records. And I think it's their 15th album. They have a bunch. This one is called My Bloody Underground. The album is 78 minutes long, and it could be one long song for all I know. Newcomb is a whistlehead artiste whose shows are always an adventure. No one knows if he'll play or quit in the middle or get into a fight with someone in the band or in the audience or who knows, which probably explains why there's been over 60 band members in the band over the years. People skills not. Anton makes neo-psychedelic stoner pop. If it was 1967, he'd be like a god instead of some nut in the nuttiest rock and roll movie ever. Dig from 2004 with the Dandy Warhols being cool and Anton going all rock star stupid. Good thing he knows what a good song should sound like. Here's a few song titles on the new one. Just Like Kicking Jesus, or Bring Me the Head of Paul McCartney and Heather Mills' Wooden Peg. Guess he wants to, be sure he remains steadfastly inappropriate. Bingo. The music is so far out there, these shoegazer stoner serenades could almost assure your failure on the drug test at work just by listening to this. I'm not kidding. If you like Space Marine 3 and Spiritualized, here's more. Maybe too much. Okay, that's the end of the line for me for another Thursday. The clock is ticking as I find myself circling the drain. Once again, this is Bill Locey right here in Studio 805 for the Ventura County Star saying, save the top hat, save yourselves, go check out some live music, have a delightful weekend. Go Bruins against OSU after Frank Turner. And remember, if no one tells you how to act, then how are you going to be?
I check that I've got all my things before I leave the house, 'cause when I'm gone I'm never coming back. I'm not being melodramatic, it's just I neither have your number or a key. An evening spent pretending that we're just becoming friends, or this goes any further than going back. I'm not being pessimistic, it's just you and I were never meant to be.